Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Today we're talking about Canada Post again. We're talking about the ongoing strike that started around mid-November 2024. About 50,000 or so employees from this union CUPW. It's kind of like a union for postal workers here in Canada. About 50,000 of them went on strike. Age-old stuff, poor treatment, low pay. I think what they're asking for is about a 20 to a 24% wage increase over 4 years, whereas Canada Post has only offered 12% or something like that. So they're pretty much both on other ends of the rooms. They're up in arms. Thing is, Canada Post has been hemorrhaging money for the past 5-6 years. I think losing around $3 billion over 6 years. That's a lot of money. So it makes you wonder what their business model is like. If they're not able to stay competitive in the marketplace, I think that's on them. And if they can't afford to pay their people a fair wage, then why do they exist to begin with? And then I guess you have the fear of, will Canada Post declare bankruptcy? Will they just shut down shop? Will they ask private business to buy them up? We're already seeing this in postal services here in Canada taking over for Canada Post. I remember when I bought something online, they said that my package wouldn't be delivered because Canada Post went on strike. But I think they used UPS instead. So it got here in the same amount of time as Canada Post would take, maybe even less. So it really begs the question, what their business model is like. I think they need to start there and then work, from that point to being able to pay people a fair wage. But they got to get their books balanced first. They've been hemorrhaging millions and hundreds of millions of dollars every year. That's not sustainable in any business. So I think that's pretty much a given. That's kind of what's going on right now. And as someone that is a part of a union, the film union, from what I know is that you're supposed to be immune from being fired or laid off or reprimanded in any way if you're on a strike that's a legal strike. A strike that was initiated and, approved by your union. You're supposed to be kind of untouchable. But I read some headlines lately, maybe I'll sprinkle them over here, that a lot of these members are getting laid off. Huh? And for those people, if you are friends or family with any of these people, I'd probably recommend giving employment lawyers a shout and really figuring out, hold the people accountable for their actions. Don't just suffer in silence. Seek professional help, know your rights, and know employment law. So just protect yourself if you're out there. I guess what am I trying to say here though is that the free market is going to eat people up that are being left behind, that have old business models. I think I saw that they're spending 63% of their entire budget on labor costs. So maybe they really need to identify ways to close shop then. Other people will take your place. It's not like the country will crumble. That's why the free market exists. That's why there's competition. So there is that as well. But I also, I'm a workers' right advocate because I am a worker. So I do want to see people being treated fairly and, paid accordingly for their work to live in this country that's the cost of living has increased exponentially over the past decade. So, I do get the fact that people are going on strike. And it's weird that these guys are going on strike and they're being treated a lot differently than when the, the other people went on strike just recently, the Maritime Rail. But you know what? They're way too valuable to stop. So their demands were kind of put at ease, put at rest kind of quickly. Whereas we're seeing this kind of strike lingered out over time because I think, they're expendable.
Te llamo para que vaya a recoger las paelleras. Y me acuesto en su, ya para abrir el restaurante que era el arroz. Y me llama el cocinero. Risita, ¿qué? Ve por la paellera. Venga, que las 2 de la tarde ya están aquí. Miren, bañador. En las chanclas. Todo despeinado porque no me dio tiempo nada ponerme las chanclas y el bañador.
Like many of us. So that's why you have to stay competitive in the market, and the market will decide what the value of the company is worth, not the other way around. I think that's about it. Let me know what you guys think if you're following this post, like this Canada Post strike. I know it's impacted me. I mean, ever since my injury at work here, I was told to go on EI, and my EI access code hasn't come in the mail yet because, Canada Post is supposed to be delivering that. I think they have a partnership with that or something. A lot of these partnerships may come crashing down because of this strike as well, right? But it's funny because the Canada Post strikers that have been laid off that, are entitled to go on EI, well, the EI access code is delivered by Canada Post and they're on strike. So, yeah, kind of unlucky. Anyway, that's it for today, folks. Take it easy. Bye-bye.